Hello? Can I be heard now?
Whoa.
Okay, yes I can. The music's still too low. Okay, I think that's good. Yep, I'm satisfied. The game audio is fluctuating oddly. Here, take a listen.
I mean, it sounds like how the music is composed to me, but it also is the stream set up to dim the background.
Oh, that's fair.
Talk.
That's fair.
So that might be what you're thinking.
No, that could be it. Creatures. Megatron. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chaos Counseling live streaming. Wanted to stream, didn't have time to finish Mass Effect 3, so finish starting Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Huh?
Hi, I'm here too, kind of. I'm making a puppet. For college. Velcro fucking hates me. Then again, his puppets hated me this entire time.
War is lost. Leaving our home is the hardest decision I've ever had to make. It has been a long, painful war with a decision.
Oh, hello, Alaska and Endangered. Glad to have you here. How are ya?
Hope, my friend.
We're approaching the portal. That indicates it's growing more unstable.
At this rate, it may close before we even get there.
Oh no.
Megatron.
No, I did not consent for this to become a hentai. I do find this interesting that this game, the campaign starts with the Autobots instead of the Decepticons.
Hands to combat.
Bumblebee, you whip up. Optimus, he's coming around.
Hey, Ratchet.
He's been through worse. Voice chip is still crushed. Nothing new there. Base energon levels are
Well, of
almost normal.
course they'd have to cause him to lose his voice. Just fine. Figured I could pop in for an hour or so before... Yeah, I hear ya. I'm kind of just doing this before I go to bed, too. I wanted to stream, but didn't have time to beat Mass Effect 3, so I'm doing something a little quicker, in a sense. Yes, I like these settings.
Arms out! Weapons to the deck! Don't fire! I'm a medic! Slap a muffler on it!
But you're not voiced by Jeffrey Combs, so we're gonna kill you anyway. R1? What game uses R1 instead of R2 to shoot?
Here, grab this ammo clip. More Decepticons are trying to board.
Ah, fair.
Don't forget to reload.
Decepticons are boarding a ship! Defend the bridge!
Ooh, I like the music. you saying same about liking the music, or same about what I was talking about to Endangered? The popping in before bed.
That's showing him.
R1 may be a PS1 or PS2 game, but not a modern one. Okay, I know, right?
Firewall breach. Unauthorized access.
Your precious ark will never reach that portal, Optimus.
Shield failure. One starboard thrust.
Your face is a lot more expressive in this game, Megatron. He's weird, yeah, I agree. Endangered.
Decepticons are swarming the engine deck. I'm on my way. Bumblebee, stay and cover the bridge.
Oh, I'm staying to cover the bridge. I don't know how long that's gonna last. Also, I'm a little disappointed that unlike the last game, you don't have 3 characters you can pick from. You're just stuck as one.
Down. Without the pulse cannons, Optimus won't stand a chance.
I wouldn't mind so much, except I don't like Bumblebee.
Take this fuse from Teletran. It should
Shoulder
reactivate.
buttons feel so weird to use regularly, I agree.
Good luck, Bumblebee. This way, Bumblebee. We'll take point.
Good luck walking down this hallway. Oh, man. Afraid of that.
You all right? Can you make it over?
Gotta jump. Gotta jump, jump, jump.
Hurry! I'll hold it open for you.
Okay, who are you? You kind of look like You look like you have Optimus's and or Getaway's face. Wrong color for Getaway, but anything's possible. Well, he's dead, so I guess it don't matter.
Gravity reestablished.
Megatron will pay for that. They're ripping the arc apart. You'll have to dash midair to get across.
But what if I don't want to? Yeah, okay. Physics? Who needs that? That was one of the floatiest jumps I've ever made.
We're engineer's base?
I guess that's fair.
The lift should reactivate.
Well, shoulder buttons can be very fragile. Yes.
It's too close quarters to fire your weapon.
Fragile.
Safety locks.
It must be Italian. There we go. That's your melee move? You suck, Bumblebee.
You already knew that, though.
Well, yeah, why do you think he's being shoved in a grinder in my collection?
Service lift online.
Because you just have a natural all-purpose loathing.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Floaty jumps can be fun. Ah, that's fair. Sorry, guys, I could have helped you, but I don't want to.
Fair enough.
I'm the main character, apparently. Which is the reason why Luke hates you.
Losing ground. Those flames will bubble your paint if you don't haul asses. Sprint through. That energon will cool your chassis. Here, Bumblebee. I could use a hand. Decepticons dropping in from above.
Oh,
Change your
okay, I like that.
tuning for better aim and cover.
Wait, how to do that again? Shoot, which button is that again? Circle button, gotcha. So I'm used to Andromeda where swapping the camera is done by pushing down on the right stick, not a button. Okay, I see you made a comment, Endangered, but I will respond to it when I have a moment to breathe.
I'll hold the line.
I would be reading the comments for him, but puppet.
Why do I hate Bumblebee? Because because Bumblebee has done nothing but steal the spotlight away from characters like Hot Rod and Cheetor and other characters that their whole purpose as characters were characters who assume command roles, but Bumblebee is just kind of completely stolen that away from those characters because of just his roles in the movies and the popularity he's garnered there. Plus, on top of that, I also feel since they've really been pushing Bumblebee as a potential leader figure, it's prevented the appearance of characters like Rodimus, Starsaber, Die Atlas, so on and so forth.
Now I need to confirm though. Starsaber was Japanese exclusive.
Originally, but he has appeared in a number of American media as well. But
Was he as a villain?
yes.
Transform and roll out.
Yeah. Oh, change form. Gotcha. Yes, I'm happy with these controls. Oh shit. Is that Bruticus?
He,
Sweet. I love Bruticus.
he is the
But yeah, let's see. They seem to do that because Bumblebee is universally popular. He's not the best character. He's mostly silent, and I've seen Rodimus spelling it is far more interesting. It's like, don't get me wrong, Rodimus has his problems. Specifically because he was written in kind of to replace Optimus, but to his defense, this was in the 80s before Hasbro realized how important Optimus was to their fans. But I still feel there is a place for Rodimus in the Transformers universe, but once again, it's just being... Bumblebee keeps stealing that away from him. Now, don't get me wrong, I do have some complaints about Optimus always needing to be around, because that means that no other characters are ever really allowed to fully become the leaders. But I also understand why they don't want to get rid of Optimus, especially since I like Optimus, so I'm not that upset that he gets to stick around, but I don't know, it's complicated. I was not a G1 Transformers fan by any stretch of the imagination. I was introduced to the franchise via Beast Wars, so I have a much stronger connection to Optimus Primal than I do Optimus Prime. Even then, I'm not the biggest fan of Optimus Primal. Yes, that's his place, his hot rod, not as a... Okay.
Target left! On left! Target right! I'm hit! I'm down!
Centrifugal separator critical. Engine failure at 89%.
I mean, granted, to be fair, part of the reason why Bumblebee has been given Hot Rod's classic role has to do with trademark issues. Like, Hasbro had issues securing the trademark to the name Hot Rod, so that's kind of why. Let's see. He as a character didn't even like him. Yeah, I mean, Hot Rod wasn't a... Sorry, are we talking about Bumblebee not liking being a leader or Hot Rod not liking being a leader? Because both are true. Let's see, what else? Oh, another reason I have a particular dislike of Bumblebee is just watch the Netflix series the Siege series, and they kill Ultra Magnus very early in the series just to give his role over to Bumblebee. And Ultra Magnus is one of my absolute favorite Transformers characters, so I already didn't like him very much before watching that series, and that little act there did not do him any favors. Like I said, there's a reason why the little tiny figure of Bumblebee that I have that I literally got out of a chocolate box had spent its life being crushed by my Scorponok figure, and now is inside my Helix's chest being consumed by his grinder blades.
He made it! He's through!
Optimus should be right on top of you.
I mean, heck, even in the first movie where Bumblebee was super focused on, and that was his grand return to the spotlight, like, can we focus more on Jazz or any of the other Autobots in that movie? Because they were way more interesting than Bumblebee.
Even if you destroy me, Megatron, others will rise to defeat your tyranny.
Actually, hell, even in like the very first bit of Transformers media, the G1 cartoon, the main character was or the Kid Appeal character was supposed to be Hound, but then they decided to give that role over to Bumblebee instead. So literally from Bumblebee's first appearance, he's been stealing the spotlight away from other characters. Are you dead? Please tell me you're dead. I would be thrilled if that is the last we see of Bumblebee in this game.
No.
It won't be.
No.
I know.
Hell of a-
Yeah,
Especially
I
with
know.
With movie.
You know, I know.
The home world we Autobots have strived to protect from the Decepticons can no longer sustain us. Eons of civil war have caused the greatest of casualties. Our planet's very core has shut down.
Heck, I think even in the original cartoon and comic, Prowl, Jazz, and Jetfire all assumed roles of second in command briefly, but they've never been able to slip into that role again.
Leader of the Autobots. We do not know how many of our brothers escaped Megatron's blockade.
Yeah, it won't. Too popular a character for him to stay dead, just like Optimus. Actually, I freely admit I almost bought a Transformers comic at the comic shop yesterday, just because I saw Victory Leo was one of the characters in it.
Nice work, Ironhide. Perceptor, how goes the city shutdown procedures?
Nearly finished, Optimus. My team will have all systems powered off and archived by the time we launch.
Good.
Perceptors in this game? Please tell me I get to play as Perceptor.
Nope.
You're probably right. But
Decepticons have broken through sectors 9 through 12.
That was Grimlock's post.
More Decepticon squadrons approaching from the north and west.
okay, Perceptor, that's another character I wish got more screen time. Actually, he did in the Machinima, in the is that Jetfire? In the Prime Wars trilogy of cartoons. Actually, now that I think about it, as much as I'm indifferent to the Prime Wars cartoons, I like the fact that
Do you read me? Grimlock.
I love Grimlock too. But I did like the fact that Perceptor actually kind of filled the role that Bumblebee normally would fill. In fact, he...
Cannons. Megatron isn't holding back anything this time. It's targeting the Ark.
Just hearing that name made Endangered perk up.
Optimus, the bridge is out.
Keep going, Jetfire. I'll find another way.
Decepticon warp cannon.
Someone set us up the bomb.
Optimus, over here.
Notice me, Horton. It's from Seussical.
Oh.
It's a good musical. I love Seussical. Notice me, Horton, feather by feather. This is your next door neighbor calling. So, Seussical, if you don't know, it's a musical mashup of a lot of Dr. Seuss's most famous stories. So, what they did is that they took Horton Hears a Who, but also mashed it up with Horton Hatches an Egg. But then they also add, it's the story of Gertrude, the bird with the one-feathered tail, who's in love with Horton. It's adorable. So they tie in the reason why she wants more than wants more than a one-feathered tail. It's a self-esteem story, but also because she's trying to impress Horton. But to Horton's credit, he doesn't notice her just because she's flashier, and he falls in love with her at the end for her personality.
Aw.
Kind of. Grimlock is fun. I love him and Soundwave. Those two are my favorites in the series. Of course, I don't know a bunch. I like Soundwave too, but admittedly, I kind of prefer... The reason I like Soundwave... Who is shooting me? But I admit, part of the reason I like Soundwave so much is less because of Soundwave himself and more because of... Okay, who is shooting me? And more because of his cassettes. Like, I love Ravage and I love Rat Bat. Albeit, IDW Soundwave is awesome. I mean, okay, Soundwave is awesome in general. It's just those are the versions of... That's the version of Soundwave I like the best. Yeah. But again, once again, growing up with the Beast era cartoons, I mean, I have since really started to enjoy more of the franchise, but I have a skewed view of the franchise compared to other people. I mean, it's taken nearly 25 years for the Beast era characters to finally get featured again, outside of Optimus Primal and occasionally Cheetor. Now, granted, I can't appreciate about the Beast era Dinobot not featuring a lot, since the defining part of his character was his death. So bringing him back would kind of undercut that, but still, it's nice that I'm going to get to see him again in the next Netflix series. Okay, Okay. Yeah, I think...
I'm inside.
Yeah, if it weren't for the fact that Grimlock was the only Dinobot in Cyberverse, that would probably be my favorite version of Grimlock. But since it's just him and none of the rest of the team, it leaves me a little cold. Oh. See, that was shiny. Uh-oh. I don't know.
Uh-oh, you're being scanned.
Can I duck?
Oh, it's letting you in.
Okay, we're good. It's so weird
We do
seeing
have the Autobot symbol, we should have known.
It's so weird not seeing Optimus as a semi. So, I actually was not aware Optimus was a semi-truck until the movies came out. Because my first exposure to Optimus Prime was in the 2001 series where he was a fire engine.
Easy, soldier. Thank you, Bumblebee.
I got it. Try it now. Power's still not stable. Do it over.
So, yeah. In fact, speaking of not being familiar with the original series, when a friend in college showed me the first episode of the original series and Megatron turned into a gun, I'm like, I thought Megatron turned into a jet. Or a tank. Well, to be fair, the 2001 series was a... So, it was a translation of... Wait, Silverbolt? So, in Japan, it was known as Car Robots, and it was actually the last Japanese series that was part of the Beast era. And in the Japanese series, or the original series, the plot was that a Predacon named Gigatron came back in time to screw up history and fought the Autobots of present-day Earth. So technically, in the Japanese series, Megatron and Optimus weren't Megatron and Optimus, but when Hasbro brought it over to America, rather than just having it be a standalone series, they decided to use it as a reboot of the franchise and rebranded Fire Convoy, the fire engine, as a new version of Optimus, and Gigatron as a new version of Megatron. So, technically speaking, that was not actually Optimus. So, there's a reason why you probably aren't aware of the fact that he was a fire engine once. Especially since, again, Gigatron was a six-changer in this series, so this was the one time that Megatron was a six-changer, even though he technically wasn't Megatron. It's complicated. There's a reason why most people don't know about or just straight up ignore the 2001 series. Don't get me wrong, I grew up with it, so I have a very soft spot for it, but like I said, there's a reason why people kind of ignore it.
Nothing we can do for them. Keep
Right,
working.
that's the sprint button.
Greetings, Orion Pax, Optimus Prime.
Oh, that's... And the only reason to watch the 2001 series is Skybite. Skybite is hilarious. Like, so funny. So, Skybite, he was the second in command of the Predacons, and there was a...
Your show, Warpath.
Interesting.
Listen up. We got cons right outside this door. When the door opens, we go out hard. You will engage
So Skybite was the second in command of the Predacons, and, you know, he was built up as being this deadly, you know, shark transformer that could, you know, fly, swim, and burrow underground. And he was very smart and very well spoken because he loved to write poetry. The thing was, he was the most unlucky person on the planet. And honestly, the accidents he'd get himself into was probably the show's biggest form of comedy. And it was genuinely, like, again, he was genuinely funny. Because, like, he took a tower of humans hostage. The poor bot, yep. Only to accidentally knock out the supports of the tower. So he ended up having to save the people that he took prisoner. Then he was trying to interrogate their prisoner and accidentally let their prisoner go. Wait, what? Okay. Which resulted in the human children of the show thinking that Skybite was actually a hero, not a villain. Oh, it's hard to explain without actually watching the show, but yeah, the only reason to watch that weird series is due to that poor guy's hijinks. He's really unlucky, very much so.
anything I can use to protect the Autobots. This jetpack is still locked. We need to remove it. Carefully. You saying I'm not careful?
Well, you are Warpath, so no. Okay, it was glowing, so I thought maybe I'll shoot it.
Take defensive position.
Oh, I gotta defend. Gotcha.
Want dibs on that gun turret? I'm on it.
I mean, personally, I'd let Warpath take the turret, but that's just me.
Protect this door at all costs.
Then again, I imagine Warpath has stronger firepower on his person, so maybe this does make sense. Okay, I'm not seeing any purple targets to shoot. Oh, okay, I can shoot the drop. Sorry, I'm used to playing games like Halo where you can't actually shoot the dropships, so I guess I can't shoot the drop. Whatever, they dropped things to shoot, so that's what matters. Oh, can I shoot the dropship cannon? Oh. Okay then. That was spicy. Ooh. Why do all the weapons change colors to match with your bot? That's weird. Cybertron has a great brand recognition deal. I don't know. You know, looking back, I'm actually surprised. Speaking of just colors and brand names, or you know, whatever, I'm actually surprised that Counterpunch didn't have his colors, like his colors swapped between yellow and blue for when he was masquerading as a Decepticon or Autobots, but I'm like, why didn't he change between red and purple? That would have been so perfect.
Warmongering for you.
And again, I could say the same thing about Cybertron. Ooh, gotta take some cover. Gotta help. That's a help.
Keep them away from the nerve center.
That's a weird thing to put in. Yeah. I could. Wait, what? Alright, getting back on.
Unfortunate but necessary.
Sure, whatever you say, Peter Cullen. I believe
That's the
you.
last of them. Good work, Autobots. Now, let's deal with that jetpack. All right, Warpath.
People just say it looks nice, but my brain just asks how. That didn't look very delicate to me.
Warpath, secure the area. Then make your way to the Ark. Protect it at all costs.
Optimus? Perceptor has been waiting for you, sir.
Where is he now?
The central hub. He's been rewiring things all day.
Optimus,
This perceptor?
meet me at the command terminal.
That reminds me. Can I set it put on subtitles? Because I have to have the volume turned down. Yes. I'd like. There we go. I cannot hear. Oh. Default.
We nearly have the nerve center up and running again. Primus. There goes another moleculon fuse. Optimus, if you'd be so kind as to locate another fuse.
I'll handle it, Perceptor.
There aren't enough toys of you, Perceptor. Mastermind, make me a Perceptor toy, damn it. Thanks for taking that. Ow. What happened? Why did everything get dark? Yep. That's one way to die. One of
That should do
thousands.
it. There they are. I've located artillery units throughout this complex that we could use to repel Megatron's attack. I've been trying to get these weapons online, but they're quite old, and
We don't have enough energon.
everything we have is fueling the Ark.
Can we spare any of it and still launch?
It's worth a try. We'll have to manually redirect the power to the artillery gun. I can't do it from here.
Optimus, we got cons knocking at the door.
Stay online, Perceptor, and guide me to the first artillery unit.
Roger that, Prime.
This will help the war effort. Return fire.
Oh, that was horrifying. It literally was like a gravity bomb that pulled all the Decepticons together, basically blended them up, and then exploded.
What the fuck?
I'm like, okay then.
I didn't know the Autobots had such fucking mean.
I did not either. Like,
Damn.
it's like, huh, and I thought...
That really does change you, Optimus.
I'm like, huh, and I thought one of the most impressive Autobot weapons was, you know, sticking a lion on the back of Starsaber to give him shoulder cannons.
I remember.
Especially since, according to the Japanese canon, that's officially what wins the war for the Autobots. Oh. Black hole grenade, yes. Because it loves you.
How can it hate and love me at the same time?
Once in a blue moon, I think I loved you.
Right now. All that is left now is the city's old foundation pumps.
Speed is of the essence.
I just realized the mastermind figure of Optimus that I've been looking at, I think turns into this vehicle.
Oh.
It's Optimus! The cons are in for it now!
I mean, considering that Mastermind Creations has been very unique, to say the least, with how they design their figures, it doesn't actually surprise me too much now that I think about it. Which admittedly is part of the reason why I like Mastermind as a brand so much. Hello! Get a Paradeep Power. Did I say that right? Geta? Hello. Explosion. I love the smell of Energon in the morning. Oh. Whatever.
Rockets on the right!
Wait, there's a raccoon incoming? Oh wait, not that kind of rocket. You mean a literal rocket. Arm people. That was arm people. I can normally do an okay Optimus impression. I don't know what my problem is today.
Keep the pressure on.
Probably right. What is that supposed to do? Can't interact with it. I already tried that. Alright, I'm gonna dip and get some. Alright, Endangered, you sleep tight.
Get the good sleep.
Don't let the bed bugs bite, or the Insecticons bite. Or the tarantulas bite. No one wants to let the tarantulas bite. I'm going to shoot you and make money! And get money for kills and such.
Fortunate find.
I'm gonna kill people for fun!
Soldier, I'm looking for the closest control room.
I think it's this way.
You think, or you know? I can't deal with these uncertainties in these uncertain times. But, boss, you just said it was uncertain times. Don't correct me!
Battlefield log 4578. Leapers. There's a whole platoon.
I don't want any bites at all. Thanks for those images. Good night.
Avoid engagement at all costs. These things are as savage and brutal warriors I've ever seen. But if you must face them, always keep moving. And try to engage them from behind. Their armored claws make a
That's right. Take him from behind, baby.
Time to move out.
You did not say roll out. No. I'm gonna revoke your Optimus card.
The last Prime. This is an honor.
Hello, Prime. This is hell.
Long live the last
Just step on the ion vent, Optimus.
How was that even supposed to work?
Optimus, the control room is this way.
Where are the artillery controls?
They should be just around the... Incoming!
And now I can't hear anymore.
Are you alright?
And now you're dead.
Optimus Prime.
You're not Soundwave or Shockwave. I only say Shockwave because he looks like he has the single eye apparatus. Looks like I lost both my viewers, but that's okay.
I'm fine, Perceptor. But another one.
Okay, these things remind me of, like, just look like something that could be like from Metroid Prime. Crap, didn't shoot fast enough. Out. I don't know how I didn't get a fatal claw from that.
Optimus, according to my schematics, you should be near the artillery controls.
I see them, but how do I get there?
There might be an ion vent nearby that could give you a boost.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this. I guess I lost the bomb. Ooh. Right there. At least that one made some sense about the physics. Still gonna stick with this gun.
Where do you think
Crap.
you're going, Prime?
Okay, you sound like you could be voiced by Grimlock. Or at least Greg Berger, who voiced Grimlock in the original show. Also, I freely admit, I find it funny that the actor who plays the big meathead of the Autobots, his last name is Berger. So, again, total meathead.
Is it Burger King?
Huh?
Burger?
Yes.
Ooh, the burger?
Ow. Double ow. Okay.
No. There it is so far.
He's beautiful, honey.
Yeah, I'll post images for it.
Yeah, I imagine they'd like that. What phone? Ah.
Where do you think you're going, Prime?
Perceptor, I found the controls.
Excellent. You should be able to reroute energon from the Ark directly into the long-range artillery.
It appears to be working. Rocket system is online.
The code looks pretty rusty, so I'm going to link the artillery controls directly to your targeting computer.
I'll find some Decepticons to try it out on.
Oh, sorry.
I need to get wider.
For what? The
Filthy
mouth?
in the mouth, yeah.
I mean, if it can go wider, maybe. Sorry, I thought you said whiter, like
Oh,
the
no.
color.
No, wider.
More
With the
Decepticons!
d.
Hold them here, Autobots! Marauder!
Oh. That's an Autobot.
I'd be
That's
curious as to what an artillery
Decepticons.
strike would do to that marauder.
My sentiments exactly.
Oh, well, that was nice.
Let's finish this.
Let's finish this. I don't get a yo. Annie Spidey. Is that how I say your name? Is that how I say your name? Anna Spidey. Annie Spidey. Okay, I appreciate my NPCs being super effective, but I now kind of having trouble figuring out who I can shoot. Also, I just realized all these Decepticons have Scorponok's color scheme. Or Slipstream, whichever you prefer. Why is that? Yep, okay, got it. Got the name correct.
You can activate more defensive weapons. Move back through the engine room. I found
Well,
neutron
hey, I appreciate you being here at all, even if it's just for a minute. Oh. Could have sworn the flow of the way the level was designed was pushing me in a thisward direction. Or maybe it still is. Okay. Check it out, Scotty.
Now that the energon is flowing again, you should be able to open a direct route to the flight deck. Of course, I don't need to remind you that the more energon we spend on these guns, the less there is for the Ark.
We'll have to find a way to launch the Ark when this is over. Perceptor, are you controlling this room remotely?
No, what do you mean?
The room is shifting.
I am noticing a strange power surge in your area. Could be related to the energon you redirected.
Thank you, Perceptor. Thanks a bunch.
I'm nearing the main door that leads to the flight deck.
Okay, if it weren't for the fact that Omega Supreme was in the last game and looked nothing like this, I'd be wondering, I'm like, okay, is this supposed to be like Transformers Animated, where it turns out Omega Supreme is actually the Ark?
Yes.
The power is out.
The schematic shows an access panel nearby. You should be able to force it open.
That's pretty good, right?
Yep. Sorry, but you're just a soldier A in the background of a shooter. I can't help you. Your mission is to die.
That's a sad mission to have.
Soldier A. Soldier A. Oh, good. It's Starscream.
Starscream.
No, there's an audio log that says Omega Supreme had to be put in stasis. Oh, I see. I did not know that. That's a shame. I'd love to see him. Okay. Yeah. Okay, don't get too... I've got a weapon with range. Don't run up to the guy with the shotgun. Got it.
Oh, but that'd be fun.
Ugh, I'd rather not... Ugh. Being forced to play swords and shotguns with my friends' my friends' friends in high school and college are some of my least favorite memories of playing Halo. It was a... it was kind of actually officially adapted into the zombie mode in Halo, but it's where you play a multiplayer game where the only weapons you're allowed to use are swords and shotguns to force people to get up close and personal. The thing is, if you're really good at the game, you can still kill people from a fair distance with a shotgun. Again, it was more of a way of being like a noob shooter. It was like, hey, we do nothing but in our spare time but play Halo, so we're gonna only play this one specific mode because we'll always beat you at it. Like, yeah, I do have some good memories of playing Halo with friends, but I have just as many, if not more, of, well, that went poorly.
No.
Optimus, what's going on?
I couldn't save them.
Remember the Ark. If we don't protect it, there's no future for any of us.
Of course, Perceptor. You're right. I'm heading to the neutron gun now.
Ow.
Perceptor, I can see the Ark just ahead. Thank the Matrix, it's still standing.
Well, I'll thank the Matrix more once it's flying.
Greetings, warrior of Cybertron.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Decepticon troops have overrun the area.
Roger that.
Still have
Roger,
control of
roger.
the city's artillery. A strike should help clear the way.
Artillery online.
Megatron, we have established a perimeter around the neutron gun controls.
Defend it at all costs!
Yes, Lord Megatron, but
Without... What was that noise?
Yes, it's fine.
Well, it is an artillery strike, so yeah.
Impressive, Optimus.
I didn't do anything. I pointed a laser pointer.
That's so impressive. Usually that could deactivate people.
Well, it could also drive cats wild. Okay, Starscream's a jet. Maybe I should just, flash a laser pointer at him. That'll, bring him down. Heh, bad joke? Probably.
he should never have challenged us.
Optimus, I'm reading more Decepticons on the upper walkways.
I don't. Stop. Oh, that's how I can stop. I remember Chris from the basics mentioning an ARC transformation figure was coming out. Is he? Oh. I'll need to look into that. I will definitely need to look into that. Huh? Okay, how do I shoot grenades? Oh, baddies.
A Decepticon dropship is inbound.
Okay, I mean, I'm okay with the Autobots triumphing as long as not the Autobots from Shattered Glass.
Optimus, use an artillery strike on that dropship.
Gravity. Oh, right.
The scientific term for that is pulverized.
Receptor, I found the neutron gun controls.
That was explosive. Where are the controls?
Help the war effort.
I did not get them.
You did it, Prime. The neutron gun is activated. Targeting systems won't respond, Optimus. You'll have to fire it manually. I'm uploading coordinates to an access panel now.
Artillery online.
Optimus! This is Ironhide! My team and I are pinned down at the Ark's fueling station.
Patience, Ironhide. These systems have been offline for thousands of...
We don't need the details. Just tell us how to fix it.
Ironhide's right, Receptor. We don't have much time.
Yes, keep moving, Optimus. You should see the manual controls shortly.
I don't even know if I wanted to steal.
Wait, you were thinking of doing scales on its face? I wouldn't. I think it looks good as it is.
Definitely steal.
I I don't know. I'd have to kind of see what you meant by scales.
I gotta look that out.
I would definitely not do that then.
Optimus! The entire Decepticon army is knocking at my door! Where is that support?
Hang on,
I ate it.
friend.
That was cool and visual.
Ironhide, I've got your range.
Optimus! I don't have the firepower to stop those tanks!
And you're lucky I do.
Again, I might be weird. Is it weird that I actually do rather like turret sections in shooting games? I think they're great fun and a nice distraction.
Depends on the shooter, I think.
That's fair.
Some handle turret sections fine, others don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Optimus! We're being overrun! Focus your fire on those tanks!
I killed all the tanks, at least all the ones I can see. Yeah, this actually kind of reminds me of the clone battle at the end of Attack of the or the big battle at the end of Attack of the Clones, with the tanks rolling up and all the little peoples running down around on the ground. No. You need to blow up now.
It's working! Keep it coming!
Something's wrong. The neutron gun isn't working.
It isn't what? You're out of energon, Optimus!
Then we need to find more, Preceptor. I'm heading back to you.
Optimus, my readings just spiked. What happened?
The door shut on its own.
Where are you going? That area doesn't even appear in the schematics. Optimus, you're breaking up! Optimus!
Whoever you are, I can feel your presence through the Matrix.
You are the one. Where's your pins? Oh shit. Paint got left open.
I ask you. No, I order you.
Looks like it's not the fun.
In this dire time of need.
Luckily the...
Okay. You're not Omega Supreme, and pretty sure you're not Primus.
Black or gray?
Gray. I wouldn't do black. That'd stand out too badly. Ooh, apparently this is a good part. Good to know, Spidey. Metroplex? Omega Supreme? Or not Omega Supreme, Fortress Maximus? No, that's Metroplex.
Metroplex heeds the call of the last prime.
Interesting, that.
Optimus.
That Triptychon was in the
just
last
happened?
game.
Perceptor, he's one of us.
Awaiting your orders.
Metroplex, you must destroy the Decepticon warp cannons on the outskirts of the city.
You better hurry, Optimus. The Ark's about to come apart.
Then let's roll out.
Optimus, there are 3 warp cannons shelling the Ark. I'm uploading the coordinates to you now.
Metroplex, head for the ruins of Iacon. I'll do my best to keep up.
No, I'm playing this completely blind. I had this game loaned to me by my brother-in-law, who has been a fan of the franchise since the beginning, and I decided, you know what, rather than just playing them, I kind of wanted to stream for the channel. So, yeah, no, I've not played this before. Yeah, it was interesting having Omega Supreme in the last one with Triptychon, when it's like, I'm pretty sure Omega Supreme was always supposed to be the opposite of Devastator. Still, I don't mind, because I gotta see Omega Supreme. Just wondering, last time we got Triptychon and Metroplex, we could have had Fortress Maximus in this game. Okay, I just really admit that I just would love to see Fortress Maximus more, since he was in the 2001 show that I grew up watching. So, have a rather big, large fondness for Fortress Maximus. I didn't have money at the time.
You were talking earlier and you pointed out that Frank thought you wouldn't have bought it.
Yeah, the thing is, hope you enjoy it. I missed co-op from the first one. Single player campaign is great in this. That's good. Yeah, it's also part of the reason is at the time that the Fortress Maximus toy was available, I was still mostly only buying cheaper things. So I'm like, I didn't really want to shell out $200 for a toy. And by the time I'm like, no, I've been sitting on this for a couple weeks. I really do want Fortress Maximus. He was gone. And I wasn't willing, and I'm absolutely not willing to shell out $400 to get him now. So that's the reason I got Scorponok, was because I wanted to at least have one Titan class Transformer. And while I don't have any outright connection to G1 Scorponok, I have a strong connection with Beast Wars Scorponok, so I thought, close enough. But then, like I said, I found out, wait, Jason David Frank did the voice of Emissary, who formed the head of Fortress Maximus. Like, dang it, missed out.
Hopefully they remake someone will make it again.
Hopefully. Just,
Or the knockoff or something.
yeah, I just, if they remake it, I'm like, please come with the Emissary head, because,
I have a visual of the first warp cannon, but the bridge ahead is out.
Allow me to...
but yeah, now that I'm like, okay, I bought enough, you know, masterpiece figures to realize, okay, these are genuinely so bloody nice that I'm willing to shell out a little more for them, so. And I mean, yes, I know the very first figure I got was a masterpiece Starsaber, but that's because there weren't really any, there was literally no cheaper Starsaber figures on the market. And it wasn't until I got the my Soundwave figure, which I realized, wow, buying the Masterpiece Soundwave figure is a much cheaper way of getting him in all his cassettes than buying a cheaper Soundwave figure and buying the cassettes individually, because, yikes.
That warp cannon's too tough, Optimus! We can't make a dent
sick, I can designate targets for you.
Target synchronizing initiated.
Everybody get down! Incoming Decepticon!
Now that's how you make an entrance. Waste them all!
Rocket Trooper is down! Rapid launcher!
You won't even see this rocket.
Got him.
Target synchronizing at 50%.
Ew, at 50%. Oh, more of these jackos. Help this, I need you to jump, not glitch out and breakdance on the floor.
Aww.
Coordinates, Optimus Prime.
Breakdancing will get them fine.
Metroplex, take out that warp cannon.
Consider it done.
I'm not gonna lie, for a second as he ripped out that cannon, it kind of looked like Skylynx's face.
One down, two more to go.
Skylynx, he's
Optimus Prime.
he's an Autobot.
Don't know. I'm glad
He's one of the most unusual toys in the entire franchise. Because so he's a bot that splits into two separate robots. And how do I put this? So the two forms, one is a space shuttle and another is like a carrier for the shuttle itself. Well, the carrier can transform into a robotic cat.
What?
And, I mean, that's where he gets the name Lynx. And the space shuttle can kind of turn into a dinosaur-esque bird thingy.
Condor?
No, not exactly. And the two can combine to form flying brontosaurus-esque form.
Where it came from, shoot it!
Like, no joke, Sky...
Like high?
Well, I don't know, maybe. I mean, keep in mind he was imported from a Japanese series as well. And so Hasbro was kind of in the habit in the first year of the Transformers, or the first couple years, they would just import any transforming toy from any Japanese or even Korean market and then just reinvent them for Transformers. I mean, that's how Shockwave came into being. And the reason why he looks so much different than a lot of the other characters from the first couple of years of Transformers was because he was actually part of a Korean toy line, or at least that the design was. Shockwave was the one I got for Christmas that turned into the laser pistol.
Oh.
Let's see. Also, Sky Jetfire. He's most famous for the controversy surrounding his localization, and most Transformers were imported from Diaclone or Microchange or Microman. But like I said, there were a few exceptions. Shockwave, Skylynx. Well, Skyfire or Jetfire, he was actually imported from, I don't remember the anime, but it was apparently like a very popular, very well-received anime at the time, where he was like a mecha in the anime, but they ported him over to, be a Transformer, as you do. The problem was, the anime that they got him from was not owned by Takara. Macros. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, from the anime Macros. The problem is Macros was not owned by Takara. So, when it came to airing the show in Japan, Takara, the Japanese partner of Transformers, it's like, we don't own the rights to this toy. We can't sell it over here. So they had to redesign Jetfire completely for animation, and had to change his name to Skyfire for his appearance in animation. You got to keep the name Jetfire in the comic book, but unfortunately, due to, again, Takara being like, "Okay, we don't really want to air a show or focus on a character whose toy we don't have the right to sell." So that's why Jetfire got phased out of the show pretty unceremoniously. And actually, even the company that owned the American dub that owned the license to the American dub of Macros, actually tried suing Hasbro over the continued production of Jetfire toys, saying that it was infringing on their license to the Macros line. Now, that suit was thrown out immediately, mostly because it's like, okay, dude, Jetfire toys have been completely redesigned from the original, so no, that's not happening. Like, again, I would highly recommend checking out the basics on Jetfire to get a better understanding of his legal difficulty, since I'm kind of stumbling through it here. But it's very interesting, specifically given the fact that it's like, you'd think, given the legal headache that Jetfire was, he would have been dropped from the franchise, but no, they brought him. I think the Unicron trilogy brought him back in full swing, and now he's a semi-staple of a lot of different franchises. Heck, he was a big player in the Netflix series, for better or for worse.
Over here.
Hey, Warpath. Which, again, I'm happy because I like Jetfire. I mean, heck, his figure's up there next to my Star Saber.
Who's your big friend?
We can't stay, Warpath. We've got to move on and destroy the last warp cannon.
Optimus, we're low on energon.
Oh,
There's more
good.
Decepticons coming in.
Okay, so it seemed I did actually a good job of summing up, what's it called? I apparently did a good job summing up Jetfire's unique history.
Them together.
That's good. Let's have a
Stand
scope.
tall,
Okay.
Autobots. Here they come.
actually licensing issues is part of the reason why. So when the Insecticons were introduced into the Transformers franchise, there was actually 2 separate types of Insecticons on the market. The normal Insecticons that later, you know, joined the show, and then the deluxe Insecticons that were much larger. The problem is that a rival company, the same company that owned Jetfire's toy that they licensed it from, also licensed the deluxe Insecticon toys. So Hasbro was like, nope, we're not dealing with that bullshit. Not again. Oh man, I miss, like, Mass Effect, Halo, whatever, being able to crouch behind cover, duck and cover.
Consider it done.
We're being overrun!
Fewer targets. They're retreating.
One definite downside of basically making a shooter game out of Transformers, it's impossible to properly adapt Optimus's compassion from the original show with his desire to not kill, you know? Because it's like, you still gotta kill randos, because that's the nature of the video game. But then again, the movies kind of screwed that up anyway, so it's not, can't really blame these games for that.
Action protagonists who are pacifists.
Yeah.
Is like, well, not pacifists, but optimists.
Yeah, he just didn't like to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People expect that in action now.
Yeah.
That's just a given, sadly.
It's because it's because of this conception of, oh, showing compassion is a weakness or whatever. It's like, it's so much easier to just, you know,
Gabba.
yeah. Yeah. And that's why when it comes to Optimus, I'm like, okay, when I say I like Optimus, I mean I like G1 Optimus. I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of other iterations of the character.
And Primal, right?
And Primal.
I guess that's not an Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason he's named Optimus was because of the fact that originally Optimus Primal was supposed to be the original Optimus Prime, but they changed it when they were making the show. They decided, no, rather than it being Optimus and Megatron continuing their war as Beast, they're like, no, we're going to make it its own thing instead. And even then, I'm like, Primal's supposed to be a very different character. So it's like, I don't outright hold him to the same standards I hold G1 Optimus to. But even then, I personally don't like Optimus Primal as much as Optimus anyway. I mean, even growing up, Optimus Primal was not my favorite character from the Beast Wars cartoon. That honor goes to Dinobot, Silverbolt, and Rat Trap. Again, that's not to say I dislike Optimus Primal. I'm rambling.
I mean, you're supposed to, I mean, really.
You're not wrong. Oh, it saved my purchases. Cool. Then again, looking back, I think the only Beast era characters that I'm just not particularly fond of are Cheetor and Pterosaur. And I guess Scorponok, because Beast era Scorponok just never did anything. Actually, no. I take it back. The only Beast Era character that I genuinely can't stand is Quick Strike. Let me rephrase that. Beast Wars character, because we don't talk about Beast Machines. Oh. Okay, now I see the big cannon. That's what shot me.
Move forward and keep your optics open for more Decepticons.
Okay, can I... Alright, I'm gonna take out some Decepticons for the safety of cover, and then I'll take a look at targeting. Oops. Oh. Take that, racism. Wow, it's amazing how taking out the thing that's dropping the enemies make it so much easier to manage. Oh, where's...
Metroplex, take it out.
Where'd you find this guy?
The toy store.
One warp cannon left. I must reach it before it destroys the Ark.
Then let's roll out!
Negative warpath. See to your soldiers. Metroplex and I can handle the rest.
I mean, I am the main character.
I guess he's...
Oops. Okay, that's a lot of healing items. Should I be afraid?
Starscream, we've got Optimus cornered.
Oh, fucker. Oh. Never mind. Never mind.
Thanks for the assist, Metroplex.
You are most welcome.
You know, I'm actually kind of surprised that in Transformers Cyberverse, they didn't use Metroplex or Omega Supreme. I think as far as I know, they made up 2 brand new Titans for that series. Which I'm not against by any means. It's always nice to see, you know, something go against the grain. And especially since I feel Metroplex and Fortress Maximus do still get enough Metroplex's best buddy, since those two are still represented well enough in a series. Or in a series, in Transformers series in general. And again, Transformers Cyberverse is just one of the most interesting cookies I've ever... Yeah, you know, I would say ever had the pleasure of ingesting. Because as weird as it was, as kiddie as it was, I'm like, no, I think I'd say that I actually enjoyed it. Especially the quintessence occupation of Cybertron. That was a good story arc. Also because it starred Hot Rod and not Bumblebee, but we won't get into that.
Optimus! The Marauder has us pinned down!
We'll take him together. Follow me.
Metroplex, attack that target.
Oh wait, that's not...
Heads up! Dropship coming in!
With the understanding that the first season of Cyberverse is kind of hard to get through because it's kind of boring, I did like Cyberverse. Although best thing about Cyberverse is easily McAdam. Like, McAdam was one of my favorite parts of Cyberverse, hands down. Just because I loved just how quirky that character was, and just his no fighting in his bar was just so much fun. And you can find Cyberverse in its entirety on YouTube. Like I said, just the first season is not very good. Like, it really is not very good. But the second season, that's when the show does pick up. Because, like, the problem with the first season of Cyberverse is it's just Windblade and Bumblebee trying to recover Bumblebee's lost memories while running away from Seekers. And that's it. There really is nothing more to the first season of Cyberverse. But when season 2 starts, when other cast members join the show, it gets a lot better. Especially since it's Cyberverse is the return of Skybite to TV screens. And while the Cyberverse version of Skybite is completely different than the classic one, he's still a fun character and has a great voice. But again, McAdam was by far the best part of Cyberverse. That and Cyberverse's version of Grimlock was also a lot of fun. How do I get up there? I know I should be able to get up there. I see stuff up there. Okay, I guess I can't get up there. Wait, what am I targeting? Oh, it's right there. I see it now. Finish it. Uh-oh. Don't let it shoot you! You let it shoot you! Oh. And I know it would probably break the game if we had you around for the rest of it, but ow.
Optimus! The arc shields are down! It's about to get torn apart!
Metroplex is down. I'll have to finish it myself. There's no time.
That's lame.
Warp cannon is turning this way! Look out!
Tis but a scratch. A scratch? But there's a hole in your chest. No, there isn't. Well, what's that then?
Optimus! We need that!
Ironhide! Ironhide!
Oh, this blows. Oh, dick.
Is that fair for you?
Yes, it is I. Starscream.
I have so many weapons without me right now. I have a box cutter and scissors. I know these scissors are dangerous because I got myself with them.
Oh, you just want to hear me scream, don't you?
Oh my god, not on stream. What is wrong with you? We're gonna get shut down.
The arc is going critical! You need to act fast!
We enjoy our nap.
Praise me, for I am Starscream.
Megatron, look what I found.
Optimus Prime. That is what they call you now, isn't it?
Megatron.
Funny, isn't it, Megatron? How easily I defeated the one adversary you couldn't.
Silence! This is what you chose, Prime, when you defied me. All of this is your doing.
Your cannon's on the wrong arm, Megatron.
Stop. I'll stop when all of you are dead.
No!
This is needless. All we want is to leave. Charge up the warp cannon. Wipe their precious ark off the face of Cybertron. Yes, sir. No one leaves without my permission.
I wasn't asking.
That's right.
Always defiant to the end, aren't you, Prime? At every turn, you have thwarted my efforts to save this planet, to return it to its former glory.
Oh.
No more.
Oh.
All ends, Prime. Once and for all.
Metroplex is awake. Thank you, Soundwave.
Stop running, you fools! Stand and fight!
Ooh. How did Megatron survive that? How? I know he doesn't die here. I know there's a level later on called Return of Megatron.
And it's not like they're gonna kill Megatron in the first fucking level.
Yeah. I mean, and as far as I know
Oh,
from
who's Big Boy?
Metroplex?
Oh, that was Metroplex. Okay.
Leave. Now.
Yeah, you did tell me it was just a scratch.
Oh my god.
Megatron has perished, betrayed by his foolish pride.
Okay.
Starscream, and we all need it now.
Of course you'd say
Hooray,
that.
Your fucking wet dream, Starscream.
Decepticons, return to base.
I mean, technically he doesn't come back? Or he doesn't survive. Okay, so is he coming back as Galvatron?
That thing.
Well, kind of.
Enjoy the moment. It may have cost us our future.
No. You mean all the energon we saved for the Ark is gone?
There's barely enough left to last a megacycle. We need to find more energon, and quickly. I have a hunch Grimlock.
Oh, weird. Your mouth moves like mandibles. Ugh.
He deserted us.
He left his post for a reason. I want to know why. Jazz and Cliffjumper are...
Oh no, he doesn't come back as Galvatron. That's a shame. Yeah, I was kind of thinking, I'm like, okay, with Metroplex on, he's going to suck up a lot of energon.
I can get to Grimlock's last known location until the rust storm clears up.
It'll have to do, Sideswipe. You ready, Cliffjumper? Always.
Ooh, Cliffjumper. Do I get to play as Cliffjumper?
I don't know.
Try not to have too
Follow
much
his
fun without
namesake.
me.
I know it's not
Just keep your
exactly a
channels
cliff,
open
but
in case the
fucking
rescuers
jumping.
need some rescuing. Let's do it.
Likes to jump, child. Go. Fucking nerd.
I think I do get to play as Cliffjumper. Yes!
Following him.
I get to play as Cliffjumper! Hell yeah.
Sensors are jammed. Optics barely working.
Cool.
It's because there's sand.
Oh no, that is this.
This horse has no meat. It's
This
only
is
sand.
sand. We probably need to stop quoting better YouTubers than us.
Sideswipe, this is Jazz. We're in, but stay close, okay?
Will do. Sideswipe out.
Oh, so I'm with Jazz. Okay, for some reason thought I was with Sideswipe. I'm okay with that. I like Jazz. His level is interesting, but careful though. Good to know.
That's the one that was stolen from the base. It's a good bad Grimlock you.
Nice.
Doesn't look very stable.
Can I grapple hook?
I got the ship logs. Grimlock did use it. He and his team were tracking an energy spike here in the Sea of Rust.
Wrong button.
See? Under control, baby.
Can't believe you outranked me.
I can. The original Jazz was voiced by Scatman Crothers. I can 100% believe he outranks you.
Grimlock leaves quite the trail.
We got company. Time to play hide and seek.
Besides, you both gratuitously die in the movies, so I'd say that you're both pretty even.
Yes, sir.
What are these, scavengers?
Keep it down until we find out why they're here. Take him out. Oh, quietly.
Field recon transmission. I've reached the reservoir in question and sampled the liquid substance thought to be corrupted energon. In fact, initial tests are conclusive only in the negative sense. The substance in question is not dark energon.
It's not cool. Stick to the shadows if you want to live.
The door is sealed shut.
I see an access tunnel behind all that junk.
I'll take care of that.
Oh. Oh. I understand.
We'll find Grimlock faster if we split up.
Keep your channel open.
Oh, because that never goes poorly. So, since we're splitting up, how long till the Terracon zombies show up?
Jazz, you reading this?
Keep your distance.
Maybe we can ask him which way Grimlock went. It's like a dead end. I see a crane, but can't reach it. Any ideas?
There's a control room on your left. Try over there.
Okay, this is a stealth level. Gotcha.
Decepticons are crawling all over this place.
I get the sense they've been here for a while.
Jazz, some of this tech looks pretty recent.
Decepticons are using this as some kind of waste management facility. Kind of waste.
You carry the spark of a hero, Cliff Jump.
Definitely like Jazz's voice.
The Sea of Rust?
Coming from somewhere. Grimlock knew something we didn't. Find a way upstairs. Cliff, picking up a lot of Decepticons just ahead.
I'll deal with them. Just find a way for me to reach that control room.
Oh, are these not cameras?
Find your way, Cliff. Get your ride on that trash compactor.
Control? Nah, he's no Megatron.
Better than Shockwave. That guy gives me the creeps.
Oh.
And his pets.
Don't get me started. I saw what they did to those Autobots.
Shockwave.
Did he say Shockwave?
Did he say pets?
Shockwave's level.
compactor are just ahead. Use it to hitch a ride.
Where did they come from?
I was about to ask you the same question.
Now, jump that.
Sometimes I express myself.
Whew. I got a shotgun.
Because I blasted all you fools.
Okay.
You have a cloaker, right?
Yes, I know I have a cloaker. I just got spotted anyway.
You done.
I love you too, honey.
Oh, that looks great. Yeah, lit.
Yep, it does.
Never have I observed such a traumatizing sight. An entire city of rust. Everything down to the last bolt is encrusted. Severe oxidation, pitting the metal surface, gradually deforming its shape. I fear for the health of all Autobots. The supply of energon may be on every Cybertronian's mind, but I have observed the encroaching influence and effects of rust on many Autobots. We must be ever vigilant to its presence, or this city will take us all.
What's up?
I was gonna ask you to take a picture, and then I thought better of it.
Right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, whoever's in this, whoever's part of our Discord server will know what the fuck you were talking about this stream. Speaking of which, if you're not in the Discord, I'll send you a link if you want to join.
Think I can position a crane to
Records indicate probationary status for you, Cliff Jumper.
get across?
Good luck, soldier.
That thing looks pretty rusty, Cliff. Don't make a scene.
It'll be fine.
Well, considering Cliff, you're in my corner cabinet, nice and safe, yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah, I wish they'd do a basics on Cliff Jumper.
See?
Yeah, that wasn't loud at all. Cliff, you got company. Wonder what tipped him off.
You're not helping.
They got rockets!
I know!
Right, I have a shotgun.
Cliff, it's no use, man. Get out of there!
Working on it.
I'm entering what looks to be some kind of ancient tomb.
You're all out of my visual range. Signal weak from the storm. Keep me posted till I can catch up.
What the?
What's up, honey?
Just trying trying to figure out how I want them separating, to be honest.
Right.
Go back in.
Right. Oh my.
That's not a Transformer.
Yeah, looks like it is a Transformer. You fuck bucket is that thing.
Big old fuck you.
Yep. Sound shockwave is definitely nearby. Oh. Oh wait, no. Okay, I got him.
Jazz, you all right?
Wanna be glad you're inside. This rust isn't doing my gears any favors.
I hear more Decepticons. Time to go dark.
Stealth device is ready to go. Oh, we're going under. I tell you, I come from the land down under.
That wasn't so tough.
Whoever these tubes belong to, they sure got around.
The ancients prided themselves as star explorers. These tombs must be where they kept any cosmic souvenirs. The rust hasn't been kind.
Yeah, I guess I should be winding down soon anyway.
Ancient explorers, huh? Primus, would you look at that? Jazz, I've stumbled into some kind of ancient map room of the universe.
Oh. Oh dear. Give me just a second. I need to grab a new controller. This one is out of condition. Really? I'd like to use this as controller one. No, it's not allowed. Ugh. Might definitely need to end soon. Just for...
Does the map point to something big and ugly named Grimlock?
No. Jazz, you should see this place. It's beautiful.
Hello, Earth.
Well, that's nice. Write a poem about it and move on.
You suppose the ancients visited all these places? Jazz?
Okay. Okay. I didn't want to do this mid-level, but combination of it's getting kind of late here, as well as my controller dying, I I do think I am going to need to call the stream here. But thank you very much for joining me. Like I said earlier, if you want to join the Discord, just let me know in the comments. I'll send you a link so you can join. I do plan on doing more of this game in the future. Like I said earlier in the stream, I was doing this now instead of doing more Mass Effect 3 since I didn't have time to finish Mass Effect 3 since I'm pretty dang close. But yeah, once I beat Mass Effect 3, I'll be dedicating a lot more time to this. I also do plan on streaming Transformers Devastation once I'm finished with this one, since these games were loaned to me by my brother-in-law, and I kind of need to get them back. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.